On Tuesday, March 8th, Apple will hold its first event of the year at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Time in the same virtual format that we've had since COVID hit. We've talked about what you can expect to see at the event, and there are a few new things that we can touch on, but let's briefly touch on the main items that we can definitely expect to see at Apple's peak performance event. First up, the 2022 iPhone SE. It's going to look just like the 2020 iPhone SE with no design changes expected. Apple's current iPhone SE is modeled after the iPhone 8, featuring thick top and bottom bezels, a Touch ID home button, and a 4.7-inch LCD display. The iPhone SE is and will continue to be the only iPhone that Apple offers with Touch ID instead of Face ID, and it will be the only iPhone released in 2022 with an older LCD display, as Apple has transitioned to OLED for the flagship lineup. Wireless charging will continue to be supported, but we're not expecting MagSafe, nor are there likely to be any other notable changes to battery life. The current iPhone SE is available in black, white, and red, and we could see very similar color options for this new model. With no design changes on the horizon, the updates to the iPhone SE are all going to be internal. We're expecting a faster chip, and the iPhone SE could get the same A15 chip that's currently in the iPhone 13 for a drastic increase in performance. We can also expect this phone to get 5G connectivity, making it Apple's most affordable 5G offering, potentially coming in at the same starting price from the iPhone SE in 2020, which is around $399. There's also a new version of the iPad Air in the works, but like the iPhone SE, there's really going to be no design changes that are expected. The next generation iPad Air will continue to look like the current one, though there's a possibility we could see some new color options. Now, if the event invite is any indication as to what color options we could get, then we can actually get some new vibrant color options for this year's iPad Air lineup, but that's just me speculating based off of the event invite. Right now, the iPad Air comes in space gray, silver, rose gold, green, and blue. Now, rumors suggest that much of the iPad Air update will focus on bringing the device in line with the 6th generation iPad mini, which was just released last fall. So it's expected to get an updated A15 chip, which Apple added to that iPad mini after introducing it in the iPhone 13 models. For cellular iPad Air models, Apple will finally add 5G connectivity to this lineup, so the updated devices will work with faster 5G networks. The iPad Air will also feature mostly internal changes, but it could get the same updated 12-megapixel ultra-wide front-facing camera that will give us support for center stage, which is a feature that was first introduced in the iPad Pro and the iPad Mini 6, which follows you around from wherever you do your movements so that you're kind of always center stage on your device. We can also expect a rear camera with the same single lens setup, though a quad LED True Tone flash could be added to that back camera. Now, the biggest intrigue for me with this event is the rumored high-end Mac Mini with Apple Silicon. Rumors suggest that the new machine will be equipped with either M1 Pro or M1 Max chips, depending on which one you want to pick, with Apple eliminating Intel chips from the Mac Mini lineup. But rumors also suggest that the Mac Mini is going to get a new look, which is also something that's going to be interesting, perhaps with a smaller casing size that has a plexiglass-like top and a two-tone color scheme. I've also seen people reference this as sort of like the first Apple TV, so the Mac Mini could take and pay tribute to that design and sort of look like that. If Apple is introducing a new color scheme, the Mac Mini could potentially come in a few different colors other than space gray or silver, similar to the 24-inch iMac, but updated colors are just speculation at this point. Apple's new Mac Mini is said to be equipped with 4 Thunderbolt ports, 2 USB Type-A ports, an Ethernet port, and an HDMI port, along with the same magnetic charging cable that's used in the 24-inch iMac. And lastly, if we want to read into the invite a little bit because I think it's fun, we could focus on the peak spelling and peak performance. It's possible that Apple could be giving us a sneak peek at the next chip, the M2. It's also very possible that a 13-inch MacBook Pro with the new M2 chip is ready to go and will be shown off at this event. Now, it's questionable that Apple would introduce the M2 chip in the 13-inch MacBook Pro at this point in time, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Now, if there is a refreshed 13-inch MacBook Pro coming, it's not going to have a major design refresh at all. It will look like the prior generation version, though there is mixed information on the touch bar. As an entry-level machine, the updated 13-inch MacBook Pro will not include a mini LED display, nor is it expected to support 120 Hz ProMotion refresh rates. The M2 chip that Apple has in the works is expected to have the same 8-core CPU as the M1, but there will be speed and efficiency improvements as it could be built on a smaller node. Since this event is entirely virtual, Apple will be live streaming it on March 8th on the Apple Events website, on YouTube, and in the Apple TV app on the Apple TV and other platforms. For those unable to watch live, you can of course follow along at macrumors.com or follow the MacRumors live Twitter account. And then after the event, I'll be posting a breakdown of everything that happened over on the YouTube channel right here. And of course, we'll be going hands-on with any of the products that are announced. So please, please, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those videos. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.